I don't know.
Yo, what's up, Periscope? How y'all guys doing out there on this Friday evening? Happy Friday, TGIF. I am at the barber shop. So today we are doing barber shop talk. You know what? Your barber is more than just your barber, people. He's also a confidant. He's also a person that can just help you through things in life and just, man, the barber is like a counselor, people. I'm telling you, they really, and I have one of the best barbers in the world on this side of heaven in Homewood, Illinois. None other than the B, Brian Hill himself. Me and my son Joshua, my little boy, we are here at the barber shop, getting ready to make it known to the world that God is doing great things. And so this is the scope for all you guys out there. So if you guys could do us a favor, just get that little man, tap him and invite your followers. Let him know that Barbershop Talk is on. That actually came from Brian Hill himself. He's the one that titled this Barbershop Talk. So we're going to get it started, people. So we're just here. Right now he's cutting my boy Joshua's hair. So I'm just going to let you guys kind of look at him and see what's going on. Shout out to Brian Hill. Brian Hill, say hello to the people, please.
What's up, Periscope? What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling?
That's good. That's good. Please, guys, make sure you give let your followers know. Tell them that we're live and in living color. If you guys, I want to do a plug real fast. If some of you guys out there or your moms need to get your son's haircut, Easter is coming up. You got Good Friday coming up. You guys can hook up with Brian Hill. I believe he might have some more people that he can just add to the mix. So I always want to and promote somebody else's business, and so we'll get you guys his information and all that other good stuff. So if you guys need a barber, he's in Homewood, Illinois. Brian, can you tell him the information, maybe how to get to you, contact you, or
right? This is the New Horizon Salon located in Homewood, Illinois. We are on 183rd and Governor's Highway. And my cell phone, my contact info is 708-466-5357. I do real-time appointments. So if your time is important to you, then hey, we can confirm a time and we'll get you in. Get you all set.
Yes, sir. I totally agree. And so you guys, if you're tired of sometimes, you stay in the barbershop, I think too long sometimes just sitting around and wait. But Brian, he has it where I have a standing appointment with me and my son. We have a standing appointment. And at that particular time, I come in, boom, Brian is ready to go. So last week, me and Brian, well, that was like, 2 weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks ago, me and Brian was just talking, and we were just talking, just talking to your barber about various things that happen in life. And so me and Brian would just begin to talk about how, man, the things that we see on television, the things that we see out in the world, the things that you see out on billboards. And so we were just talking about how you just see, man, you can see soft porn right there on a billboard as you're walking or you're driving down the street. And so it's like, man, God, it's like everywhere. And so me and Brian just began to talk, and he just began to share some nuggets with me just about how, man, just changing our whole mindset as it relates to things that we see and, even things that we hear. And so I'm like, man, Brian, man, we really need to scope, bro. I mean, I think the other brothers need to hear about this. And as men, because we are visual creatures, when we see something, it's like, man, you gravitate toward that which you see. And so it's like we have to, Brian was saying to us, or he was sharing with me, like, man, you got to have self-control. So I'm going to let Brian, if he can, say a little something while he's cutting Joshua's hair. I'm going to get out of the way. Love it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's just all about knowing, from speaking personally, it's all about knowing your limitations, knowing your triggers, knowing the things that trip you up. So
That's good.
You gotta basically try to avoid as many triggers as possible.
Okay.
So I don't know what that looks like to everybody, because everybody has certain things that easily trip them up and stuff like that. But I mean, it's really all about self-examination.
Okay.
Knowing yourself.
Okay.
And planning out and strategizing basically each day. Just so that you don't have to take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Okay.
That's not how we were designed to go.
That's good.
We have a destiny. We got a long, straight, narrow road, and it's a lot of distractions. It's a lot of exit ramps out there. Hey, come this way. Look this way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Be 5 minutes late because you're doing something you ain't supposed to do.
Right.
It's just a lot of that. So
that's good.
And again, that's something that everybody out there has to answer for themselves.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Strategize on how not to fall, because we all know what it is.
Right. Right. Yeah. Those triggers. That's right. Man, that's good. And so what I was sharing with Brian, myself, I mean, personally, what I do is I was sharing, I was telling Brian, some people might think this is pretty extreme, but man, you stay in a world where the enemy is constantly throwing different things at you. And so what I normally do is I told Brian, I don't go down the magazine aisle in the grocery store or whatever store I'm in. And so, some people do that, because they got all type of magazines there. And it's just like, man, I just use the word where the word says don't put anything vain before your eyes. And so I endeavor to do that. Even movies, I'm like, I be careful what I watch, what I intake in myself, in my spirit, and even my sons and my daughters. I'm like, man, why are you watching that? Man, talk to the Holy Spirit. What would the Holy Spirit say? Ask him. And so that's what I normally do, just to, as Brian was saying, just those triggers, whatever it is that will try to trigger or cause you to fall. And what those triggers are. As individuals, we know that which tries to captivate us, our attention, and different things like that. And so if it's too much TV, you might have to cut down on TV or whatever, whatever it is. So I don't subscribe to the Sports Illustrated magazine. Some people do. I just don't do it. They got the swimsuit edition. I just don't do it, because I feel like, man, my eyes are to be exclusively for my wife, and so I want to make sure I maintain that, that purity, not just, for my wife, but for me, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of times men do different things and, they get caught up, and, it's a good thing that you want to keep your family, but don't just do it for your family, do it for you. And so if you're involved in something and you're struggling with something, as a brother, there's no condemnation. We love our brothers and we just want to be there to be able to assist you and help you and pray for you. And so I believe that's what barbershop is all about. Barbershop talk is all about, where you come and you talk to your barber like, man, I was just dealing with this, man. Like, man, B, the rent is due. I got to do this and I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, B, can I just drop you something next week? I'm not saying you guys do that. You know what I'm saying? Pay your barber, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your barber,
please pay your barber. Hey, don't come with that crap, all right? Talking about, we got bills too. You don't do McDonald's like that.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying?
So pay your barber. Give him a tip too, people. Give him a little tip. He make you look nice. Right now, I'm looking like a wolf man, but in a few minutes, Brian is going to make sure I look the best. You know what I'm saying? And so Brian does a good job. I love this brother, man. He's an excellent brother. He got so much in him, and I'm like, man, I just want him to be able to share it with the rest of the world and let them know that, man, this is a good place to come to and just have a conversation just with your barber and just begin to talk to him like, man, what you're going through. And we all experience challenges. We all go through various things. And so if I'm going through something, and we got to have that accountability. And so I believe that my barber, Brian, is a good accountability partner. Like if something is going on with me, like B, he can either check me and he can also pray for me like, man, Mike, dude, you don't supposed to be doing that. You don't supposed to be saying that. And so I believe that's what the barbershop talk is all about, where we just help us one to another. Like I said, no condemnation is no condemnation. We love on each other. We want to see the best for each other and in each other, and then God's best through us all. And so that's what I believe barbershop talk is all about. B, you got anything else before we go? We just did a little short scope, just getting you guys used to it. So we'll be back again in a couple weeks. Just barbershop talk, just hitting you with some topics and different things like that. Just the things that we go through as men, and just talking about various things. So B, you got anything you want to hit them with before we before we go?
I'm a man of few words. Unless I got something heavy, then I'll keep it to a minimum. Just know that when I do speak, it's something that I know to be true, fact. Feel free to shoot us some topics, and that
absolutely.
way we can at least have a perspective, planned out. If there's anything you guys have any ideas, we're open.
Yeah, you got some questions, you guys can just shoot us some questions like B said and everything, and any topics, for the men, even the women. If you got some women out there that's, you might be like, man, how do I, help my husband, or my boyfriend, insignificant other, or whoever it is, help your son, and so one time me and B were just talking about, and some people might trip about this. We was like, well, B, he just hit me just like, man, Jesus had a morning erection, and we're like, oh my God, that is. I was like, wow, B. I was saying to him, man, that's sacrilege. But real talk, people, real talk. Jesus was 100% man, yet he was 100% God. And so he dealt with various things too. And so we'd be able to teach our sons, you just teach your sons even those things that, and just because it happened, man, don't mean that you went to bed, or women, might have a husband that's like, man, dude, what's wrong with you? Don't mean he went to bed thinking about some foolishness or anything like that. And so, we just have to, if anything come up, man, you have to just begin to cast down imaginations, as the scripture said, vain imagination. And so if an enemy is trying to bring something our way, we just begin to cast those things down, cast those thoughts down, and everything like that. And so, and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. And so when he said that, I was like, wow, man, I never looked at it like that, and so he was a man tempted at all points, yet without sin. And so he understands the things that we go through as men, and even as believers, he understands those things. And so know that, man, Jesus, he said he's touched by the feelings of our infirmity. So he knows what's happening with us as men. And so God wants us to be, he wants us to be righteous men. He wants us to be holy men. And so the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. So what B do for me, he sharpens me. You know what I'm saying? We sharpen one another like he do on those clippers. You know what I'm saying? If B clippers are not sharp, he's not going to get the best cut when he's doing his job. You know what I'm saying? So B, you want to hit him with that real fast? Or
what's that? What?
I was saying that if you don't sharpen your clippers, you're not going to get, the ultimate cut. And so, I mean, you can relate that to some spiritual. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, obviously, in the practical, if I'm cutting hair with dog clippers, the quality isn't gonna be as excellent. But what ends up happening is, when iron sharpens iron, obviously you have friction, and so there's contact. Mm-hmm. And so as we have contact. And this is also, Periscope is a point of contact also. So, right. This is just a mode of sharpening one another.
Yes.
That's all.
Absolutely. And so that's some of the things that we do. You see he got the that straight edge razor he's doing with Josh, making that cut look real good, that lining look good. And so when you leave the barbershop, man, you feel like $1 million. And so we thank God for each of you guys. So like I said, hit us up. We're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook actually. I'm on Periscope. Or you can come and visit our church. My church is Christ Center Kingdom Ministries. We're located 528 East 161st Place in South Holland, Illinois. And so if you want to get with a ministry or get with a church, we're more than happy to welcome you. Our service starts at 8 a.m. every Sunday morning. Again, we're at Calvin Christian School, Christ Center Kingdom Ministries, 528 East 161st Place in South Holland, Illinois. So people, I have to get ready to go. There's my wife. Love you, babe. Thanks, for sharing with your followers.
Is that what all the hearts
Yeah,
is
that's
for?
all the hearts. They're giving us hearts, so that's what the hearts are. People are commenting and stuff like that.
Hi.
So people, we got to go. I got to go. I'm about to get in the chair. So love you guys. So hook
Just
up.
have a seat, man. Hey, look, they want to see it happen impromptu.
Okay. All right. You want me to sit down?
Okay, so just sit down.
Just sit down and just.
And just hush,
and
and we're gonna let it happen.
We're gonna let it happen.
naturally.
All right, all right.
If we have to sign off, we'll sign off.
Okay.
But we're gonna do it like that.
All right. That's not. Hey, the barber has spoken, people. The barber has spoken.
Sometimes they just want to observe.
Yeah. 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 So that's good. So we're doing our thing, people. We're really doing it. So. Like I said, if you have any topics, any questions and stuff for us.
Can you read the screen if they have a question?
No, I can't read the screen because I don't have my glasses on, but we'll come back to it. Our next scope, so that which will be in 2 weeks. And so we'll come back to whatever topic that you guys or whatever questions you may have as it relates to men and different things like that. Just the thought process, I would say, of a man like, man, why did you do that? I know for me, different times in my life when I'm upset or I'm frustrated about something, and you might snap off at your spouse or snap off at your kids, and it's not about your children, man. It's about something that may have happened at the job, or for myself, if I don't have enough to be able to take care of this bill, what I'm saying? As a man, you're like, man, God, I'm a provider. And I want to be able to take care of my family. And so what God he is teaching me to do, man, he's the ultimate provider. So I have to talk to Jehovah Jireh, So he's my provider. So if I talk to him, man, he'll make a way out of no way for me and my family. And so as men, we deal with that frustration. We deal with that anger. And so it's like, no Hulk smash, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
Don't smash your car into the tree. Don't punch a hole into the wall or nothing like that. It's like what I have to do, what I'm learning. I haven't mastered it, guys. I'm just letting you guys know that I just go and pray like, man, God, just help me. Help me with my frustration. Help me with my temperament. Help me to be a better husband, to be a better father. That I don't snap off on my children and different things like that. And then, don't let me be prideful and not ask for forgiveness. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. That's good. That's good. Self-control.
Yeah. And so how do we maintain that, B? Just that self-control. What would you say some pointers or different things like that to help us in that endeavor?
Man, you definitely gotta pray.
Okay,
you definitely gotta pray. You gotta
That's good.
stay in communication with the Father, and
Okay,
and just practically, you gotta sometimes just breathe.
Okay.
Walk away from the situation, and
all right,
don't try not to react. And when it's something emotional in regards to like your wife or like you say significant other, not to just be so just to react
okay,
emotion with emotion or fight fire with fire.
right,
Sometimes we gotta take a step back just to change our perspective.
That's good.
Because a lot of times what will happen is that you're looking at one small piece of the puzzle. If you take a step back, collect your thoughts, you get to see the whole situation from a different perspective, and you get to see, just like putting a puzzle piece together. Like, oh, okay, now I can see a couple more pieces. Okay. Let me. You can leave the situation, think about it, come back, and then address it with a clear head.
That's good. That's
I mean, and that's practical. I'm gonna give you a lot of practical things, a lot of good common sense.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay.
So that works for me.
All right, and that's good. I mean, I believe you gotta mix it with both. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think we was talking about just, man, if you don't have all the ingredients to fix the cake, you know what I'm saying? You got the butter, but you ain't got the eggs. And you ain't got the flour. The cake ain't gonna get made.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
and so we got to have all the ingredients, you know, the natural side and the spiritual side, or the practical side, like you were saying, like just that whole discipline aspect and self-control, you know, of us, you know, just, you know, controlling yourself, you know.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, I like I said, I'm learning that, you know, we're endeavoring to, man, to be the best that we can be for God, you know, for our families, and, you know, and just, man, walk this Christian walk, you know, with some other brothers. And there's nothing like me having somebody like Brian, you know, in my life. Like, I know that he's a man of God and he's walking this walk, you know, and it's like you can look at other men as examples, you know. You know, man, I think Brian is a great father. You know, he has his children. You know, I believe he's a great husband and different things like that. And so it's like, man, you wanna model somebody like that. It's like, okay, man, yeah, I want to be able to do some things like that, you know, with my family too, you know. And so, man, you see somebody that's doing something good, people model them, you know, imitate them, you know. And so, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know. Somebody that's doing something good, positive, you know what I'm saying? You know, you want to just definitely, you know, follow those individuals, you know.
That's it.
Yeah, and so we got this this new thing that we're doing, barbershop talk, people. You know, like I said, invite your followers, tell your friends about it. You know, we'll be doing this. You know, we get our haircut like every 2 weeks, and so we're here. And you know, I said to Brian, I'm like, man, let us just do something. Let us just scope, you know, one time or something, and just see how it go one with another. Just begin to talk to the people about what we talk about at the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's various things that we actually talk about. You know, we talk about life, talk about our families, you know, just various things that we may be experiencing, even with our children. Like, okay, man, you know, dude, what's wrong with you? You know, son or daughter, get it together, you know?
Hey, my son just turned 13.
Wow, happy birthday, B.
Okay. So a lot of people say, hey, you know, I'm in for some. Well, it's a different stage.
Right.
It's a different. It's just a different phase of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just pray. My prayer has always been, you know, give me the wisdom to to address things accurately.
Okay.
In each stage, each phase, you know.
Yeah.
When it's a problem, you know, allow me to see the pitfalls, you know, and to have what you call crisis management.
Okay.
Let me address the situation, you know, correctly. Let me fly off the handle. Let me again pull back. Let me take time to think and make calculated decisions as I as I address, you know, these issues, man. Because the boy, you know, going through puberty and finding himself and you know, it's identity. You know what I mean? And so that's what's really on the table now is identity.
Okay.
With him, you know, we set the foundation as parents.
Okay.
You know, of course, he has a church family.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, as he's you know, going through school and trying to figure out what's cool and what's not cool, he's faced with his buddies in school, his classmates, and
peer pressure, huh?
You know, it's an interesting time.
Okay.
Because you know, on one hand, it'll be, oh man, that was a really insightful, intelligent thing he said. That was real responsible, son.
Okay.
And then 5 minutes later.
Okay.
5 minutes later, like, son, what was you thinking? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's good, B.
You know, so just everybody, hey, that's 13. You're a teenager.
Yeah.
That's what's happening on my end.
Man, we got to pray.
So be praying.
Praying for us.
You know.
And I teenagers, so I got 2 of them at home. My daughter will be 16, and Joshua, he's with me. He's 13. He'll be 14, and so, you know, my oldest is 23. He's married, and we have a granddaughter, and so it's like, man, you know, just, you know, me and B was talking one time. I have to deal with each child differently, you know, the way I dealt with Malcolm is different than the way I deal with Joshua and Miracle. And so sometimes, you know, they make you want to fly off the handle, you know, with the things they say and do. You're like, are you kidding me? And so, like Brian was saying, just step back, be like, okay, you know, one thing, I don't know if I shared this with Brian or not, but my dad used to always, you know, my dad drank. And so he would never whoop us when he was drinking. He like, when we did something wrong, my daddy would go on a wagon for 24 hours, y'all. My dad would go on the wagon for 24 hours. And so once he got to us, you know, that he had to deal with us, you know, so I love that about my dad, you know what I'm saying? You know, I love that he did not, you know, because when you're drinking, you're impaired, and, you know, my dad knew he could hurt us, and so he never, you know, would do that to us.
Right.
And so, like Brian was, I'm just using that as an analogy, like Brian was saying, just flying off the handle. My dad would never fly off the handle when he was drinking with us. He had to make sure he was sober before he pulled the belt out, and he had a belt called Mr. Peacemaker.
Wow.
And his belt made peace. And so, I mean, I could take that in, you know, as a believer for myself. You know, I don't drink or nothing like that. It's just like I could take that in and be like, and not deal with my children when I'm frustrated, you know, when I'm angry and upset. You know, use that as a few, you know, like B was saying, like, man, son, you just said something genius. I mean, I think about Peter. When B was saying that, I thought about how Peter said in that same chapter, like, man, you are the Son of the living God. Then later on, he rebukes Jesus. And it's like, Jesus like, man, you know, flesh and blood.
Who are you?
Right, come on.
Yeah.
You know, and so Peter said something real awesome and something real spiritual that came from God. And like B said, it was just so intelligent. You like, yeah, that's my boy. And then the next thing, it's like Peter puts his foot in his mouth. And he began to say, no, God, no, Jesus, you ain't going to die. You can't do this. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what happens with us in parenting, you know, our children, just trying to give them a kingdom pattern, a kingdom model, and for us not to lose it.
Hey, what's that? The little two people model? Is that it?
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. It's okay. It's already being shared all over. So people come in and people come out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna post it on. It's gonna be on Facebook or what have you. So
The whole thing?
I mean, if you want to
How
stop
does
it
it
now,
go?
you can. It's up to you.
I just don't know how it works. That's all.
Yeah. It's just so what literally happens is, you know, they share what they follow. So everybody that, you know, like if you're following Jim, John, you know, you share with them, they could get on, and then it'll be on here for like 24 hours, and you know, so people can watch it if they choose to watch it. So, you know, we're just doing what
Somebody
you know.
said, hey guys, what's up?
How y'all doing? Barbershop talk, y'all. Getting my hair cut with my son, with the barber extraordinaire, Brian Hill.
Say hi, Josh. Get in the frame, man. Let him see your fresh cut, bro.
Say hi to Josh.
man.
Let him see what B did, the work that he did.
Come on, man. Come into the frame.
Listen,
Do
son,
a
listen.
slow stop, pause. Let me see your profile.
Yeah,
Profile.
yeah.
I need you to look at the dough. Look at the dough. Now you get in there. Well, they got to see your lining now.
Got to see your lining.
They got to see your lining. There it is. All
There it
right,
is.
okay.
Good.
All right, good.
See that lining? That lining
That's
is going to
it.
be fresh, y'all. And so if you need a barber, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? You know, just let us know. He's in Homewood. Good brother, you know, and man, he believes in respecting your time. Time is valuable. Time is money. And so if he sets you at a time, man, that's the time you get in there. You get in, get out. You ain't got to be waiting an hour or two for top of the line barber or whatever. I got a barber right here, got his own spot, doing what he do. And so if you need somebody, man, even to talk to, there you go. Come, get your hair cut, let your barber spit some wisdom. Let him spit that wisdom to you, some practical stuff. Man, and I believe, man, it'll just bless your life, you know. When you got a haircut, you feel like, oh yeah, I look good. And so that's what Barbershop Talk is all about, guys. And B is going to be putting the hot towel. Oh, I want to say that to you guys too. Man, if you ain't never experienced the hot towel ministry, B has the hot towel ministry, people. Get your hair cut. Come and get your hair cut to experience the hot towel ministry. He just put that towel over your face, man. It's nice and hot. It just feels so good. I mean, I think it's ministry because it just relaxes you. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing like it, people. Nothing like it. So come through. Get that hot towel ministry. You're going to love it. And so if you want us to, you can hit stop broadcast and on the screen if you're done, or you want to just keep it going.
We'll throw a hot towel on and we're here.
All right.
See the smoke.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, continue to invite your followers, let them know Barbershop Talk is on the airwaves. We just sharing, you know, various things in life that we experience, that we're going through. Iron sharpens iron. You need somebody in your life that you can be accountable to. So, B, what's your definition of accountability? I'll ask you that.
Definition of accountability. Man, having somebody you can depend on to check you, to keep you on point, and make sure you know, that has your best interest at heart. You know.
Okay.
Somebody you can go to and communicate and say, hey, you know, I'm going through this, and they won't judge you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. And that's what true accountability is. There's no condemnation, no judgment, you know. I tell you something, it's not like...
So here we have the hot towel.
There's the hot towel ministry, y'all.
I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that smoke.
So I ain't going to be able to say nothing because the hot towel ministry is coming on.
But we're
Too much.
We're going to sign off with this because this is a private moment.
It's a private moment.
Yeah, you just hit stop broadcast, that's all.
100's a crowd right now.
Thank y'all.